but it's not all we should be doing regarding the future, and will not serve for the development of a better society. This book was developed specifically for the MIT Press Essential Knowledge series, considered as a part of this series from the beginning. As I have written it, I've tried to always keep the focus on what I consider essential knowledge about the future. There are certain academic activities and business practices that deal quite explicitly with the future, known variously as futures studies, futurology, and scenario planning. To those who find these endeavors useful, very well. This book is not about them, however. The most essential approach to the future, from my perspective, is found in future making. Specifically, it's seen in the already existing work of writers, artists, designers, inventors, and other innovators who developed and detailed the core components of futures they envisioned. It's also found in the continuing practices of these recent and current future makers. I work as a critic and theorist, and as a maker of poetry, digital art, and related sorts of work in the field that has been called new media and digital media. My teaching and discussions with people motivated me to write this book. Over the years, as I've discussed this digital media field with a variety of people, including many students, I have found they often develop rather skewed and unhelpful views of the work of new media pioneers such as Vannevar Bush, author of the essay As We May Think, and Ted Nelson, author of Literary Machines and Computer Lib/Dream Machines. Even those who have closely read the work of these thinkers and who think quite favorably about these early contributors to the field often conclude that they were good at predicting some things. For example, they predicted certain aspects of hypertext and the World Wide Web quite accurately, quite impressively, but that they unfortunately failed to predict other things. This is a bit like saying Thomas Edison predicted the light bulb but failed to predict certain things about it. As it happens, in these cases, neither Bush nor Nelson developed complete public systems that would typically be considered working predecessors to the World Wide Web. They did not complete and illuminate the practical, everyday bulb that we use today in the most material sense. The same cannot be said about some others I will discuss in this book, such as Douglas Engelbart and Alan Kay. They did build the future of digital media by producing working systems that people used. Without actually completing the present-day World Wide Web, Bush and Nelson have, nevertheless, clearly been makers of the future, not just predictors of it. Rather than mumbling vague notions and exhortations, they provided blueprints for the development of networked information systems, helping to lead computing to where it is today. We are living in their future. By the way, Thomas Edison wasn't the first one with a light bulb, any more than Henry Ford was the inventor of the car. Bulbs had been lit up long before Edison started working on developing one in 1878. Alessandro Volta even showed off a glowing wire without a bulb around it all the way back in 1800. What Edison invented, after a lot of trial and error, was a practical light bulb that could be manufactured, sold, and widely used. Trial and error is an important technique that leads to new developments, but having imagination, vision, and deliberate goals is important as well. Making the future can seldom be done without a plan and prototype. And if the idea is to work toward an intentional future, such a vision is particularly important. The 90% perspiration may be the larger share of success by far, but producing that is just exercise, unless it is mixed with 10% inspiration. In this book, I discuss future making of several sorts, with my particular emphasis on those types of future making that are involved with computing and culture. The essential knowledge I'm trying to uncover in this discussion is not limited to a particular field of inquiry or to particular practices of invention and art. It is an understanding of how the future has been constructed and how we, today, can continue constructing it. As I identify types of future making,